trucks today. That's the first time I've said that. This is the first truck review I've done. I did a video with a Ford Raptor last year, but this is going to be the first sort of in-depth review of a truck. So today we're taking a look at a 2018 GMC Canyon all-terrain. Now this truck enters a segment that is getting a little bit more crowded. We've recently had the Ford Ranger come back, but we've had the Toyota Tacoma, this sister car, the Chevy Colorado, along with the GMC. It's the same car but just with a different body. So I'm doing this review because I got a request for a mid-size truck review from my buddy Liam. So Liam, this is for you, man. Hope you enjoy. So let's take a look at this truck. So let's talk about the styling of this truck. Now, this is such a beautiful red. I just got this truck washed, but I love the look that the all-terrain does with the sort of blacked out grills here to go with this nice sort of deep red color. It's just a nice looking truck. Now, this is the little brother to the GMC Sierra, which is the full-size truck, which I almost think that the GMC Sierra is the best looking full-size truck, but this is a damn good looking truck too. You've got the all-terrain badges right here. Now the all-terrain trim is sort of like the ZR1 trim of the Chevy Colorado. It just beefs up a little bit of the suspension and does a couple little tweaks to make it sort of better off-road. I love the GMC wheels. Now this truck, the Canyon, also has a Denali version, which is so much more expensive. It's like $8,000 more. It has like the big sort of ostentatious chrome grille. I sort of like the way that this black grille goes with the red color of the truck. So moving around, you've got the running boards right here, which they're kind of awkward to get into, because if you get into the truck, it's like it's not too hard to get into, and if you step up, you're like already way so far up here. So I don't even know if they're needed. So that's just a interesting feature, something I don't deal with much, you know, when I review cars. So this car is a mid-sized truck, like I've said before, but it fits the family well for my neighbor whose truck this is. He's got a son that he puts in the back. There's ample room, which we'll go over this at length in a little bit too. But moving around back, this is a feature that I think all trucks should have, is this little step side thing right here. It's just such a good idea. I mean, lots of people use this as a work truck along with a personal truck, and it's just such a good idea. You know, they've had cars before that have had steps up right here and steps up right here, but this truck with the smaller bed doesn't really need it, but that is such a nice feature. Now, moving around back, you've got the same badging, and it's kind of difficult to make like interesting styling for the taillights of trucks because you have such limited space, but I like what GMC's done here. It almost looks like an old school phone right there. But yeah, I think this is a right size truck. I mean, I just drove to get this thing washed, and you can immediately feel just sort of how big it is, you know, compared to what I'm used to driving. I can't imagine like driving like a Dodge Ram or like a Ford F-150. They're just so freaking huge. This is such a nice size truck in the mid-size segment. So let's take a look at the engine. So we are looking at the engine of the Canyon. Now this car has a 3.6 liter V6 with 308 horsepower, 275 foot-pounds of torque. Now that's pretty standard for the class. They also have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, and they also offer a turbo diesel. It's a 2.8 liter, and that turbo diesel, you know, with the extra grunt with a diesel engine, has the most towing capacity. But I mean, I don't think my neighbor's going to be using this to tow very much. But yeah, that is the engine. 306 horsepower is a nice figure for a mid-size truck like this. I think if you get into the bigger size trucks, you'll want a little bit more power. But you can tow up to 7,700 pounds with this bad boy, and you can have, I think it's like 1,550 pounds of payload in the back. So yeah, it's nice power. You want to have some power to go along with your big, you know, rugged looking truck. So yeah, that is the engine. So alright, let's go take a look at the inside. Alright, before we go on the inside, I want to just take a look at the truck bed. Now, this is nice. When you just open up the button here, it just sort of softly opens. You know, you don't have to slam it down whenever you hit the button. So yeah, this is obviously, it's a mid-sized truck. You've got nice space here, if you can see anything with the sunlight. You got a nice little GMC label right there. Now this sort of comes from the factory with like almost like a rhino lining here. That's a nice feature. You got some hooks right here to tie down your stuff. Now I don't know what my neighbor plans on doing with this truck, but it's just nice to have the availability of, you know, winter driving here in Pennsylvania. But yeah, that's a nice size for a mid-sized truck. Got a nice little GMC branded tonneau cover over top. Gives it a nice clean look. Yeah, this paint looks absolutely gorgeous in the sunlight. It's just a nice deep red. So I wanted to come here and just to get the sun shining on it at the end of the day. Alright, now let's go inside. Going on the inside of the GMC Canyon. Now, like I said before, this car has these nice little step panels. Now, once again, I like what they've done with the trim in here, in the fact that you sort of got a it's like a fake carbon fiber looking effect, but I think it is a nice touch, and that is also on the seats right here. I hope you can tell. Yeah, that's just a nice little touch. You've got red stitching here on the seats all around, front and back. You've got a nice all-terrain little badge right there. But yeah, I like the setup of this truck because everything is at arm's length, and you can also on the screen here. Let's start it up. Now this does not have a push button. You still have the normal twisty key. It's been a while since I drove a car like that. We're gonna start it up. Just want to straighten out the wheel a little bit. Okay, now, so like I said before, this has GMC's IntelliLink touchscreen. Now, the touchscreen, as long as this button right here goes through the different things, which is kind of cool. You can see them light up. Now, it's kind of cool. I like the fact that, like in my Mazda, I don't like touching the screen because I just don't like the fingerprints. So you can go on phone, you know, as a touchscreen, but you go back. But you can also use the little button here to go through things. Now, you've got navigation. You've got the OnStar right here, which is a nice GM thing.
OnStar ready.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. But yeah, this you know, it almost looks like an Apple CarPlay sort of setup in here. Now, like I said before, you got the carbon fiber trim here on the dashboard, right on the right side of the steering wheel. You can go through your menu options here, and that's a nice thing to have. With, you know, you've got your tachometer here, your speedometer here, all the stuff you really need. But there's information on the screen here. You know, you've got your speed limit. You can have nothing. Transmission fluid. I don't know why you would ever really need that unless your car is overheating or whatever. Oil pressure, tire pressure. That's a nice feature to have. You know, it's been so cold here in the winter. That's nice to know. Oil life remaining. It's just lots of sort of pertinent information that you, if you would like to use it, it's right there. And fuel range. You've got a nice sort of 4-spoke steering wheel here. I'm sorry the sun is in my eyes, but yeah, this is nice. You've got the red stitching everywhere to go along with everything. Now, you've got nice leather seats. I don't care that this is sort of like a plasticky looking thing. I mean, this is a truck. If you're using this as a work truck, this thing will get hogged up anyway. Honestly, I don't have the most experience with trucks, but this feels like a solidly built truck, you know, for personal use that my neighbor's going to use it for, but would be a nice, you know, work truck as well. You've got a nice leather wrap steering wheel. All the materials feel nice. I mean, I have not much experience with GMCs in general, but I like this. I think this is a nice truck to be in. For my neighbor, he used to have a Ford Fusion, but he got rid of it for this because he wanted probably something for his son you can put in the back, plus having a truck for going to Home Depot or doing whatever you want to do with our shitty winters here in PA. It'd be nice to have too. See, I can't really think of anything that's really missing. Down here, you got heated and cooled seats. There's for your trailer brake. Lights in the back. You've got heated and cooled seats in the passenger seat as well. You've got your voice controls here. I mean, this is nice. I mean, I am not a truck guy by any means, but I like to sort of drive everything. So I wanted to take a look at this thing once Tim got it. So let's take a look at the back seat. Okay, going to the back seat of the Canyon. Now, here's a bunch of my stuff here. We're gonna get this out of the way. And honestly, it looks pretty tight. I'm gonna try to get in the back here. Okay, yeah. Ooh. Okay, that's a little bit tight. Now I have the seat where I position it, and honestly, I can't even get my feet in here. I'm touching the seat, but okay. It's a mid-sized truck. What are you gonna do? Now this car does not have any climate controls in the back. You do have 2 USB chargers here and a cigarette lighter, which I don't know why we even call them that. A little pocket here for your cell phone or wallet or something. And, okay, this is a little bit tight. So yeah. All right, so in my short amount of time here with the 2018 GMC Canyon, I'm impressed with this truck. It doesn't seem to be lacking anything. We're gonna take this thing out for a ride on my next video, but I will leave you with the end of this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Liam, let me know what you think, man. I did this for you, buddy. So this is a solid pickup in the midsize truck segment that is definitely getting bigger, like I mentioned before. I'd love to take a look at a Ford Ranger or a Toyota Tacoma just to compare it to this car, but leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. I got lots of cool stuff coming. So I'm gonna go for a drive and give this thing a Gem score, but I will leave you right now. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.